Okay, we're back. We're having a great time in the studio. It is our show. It is Silverbird today, an amazing and a terrific Tuesday.
Yes, and we have an amazing guest in the building. I know she was about to introduce me, but so everybody knows my name. It's Bridget.
For those who don't know your name, I have to introduce you.
Are you not tired of hearing Bridget?
I'm sorry. I am not going to introduce you. Next
wait, I was joking. Calm down.
Why
are you to act hot like this? It's a terrific Tuesday.
I will not introduce you anymore. All right, let's take that away. Let's move on to our guest.
Yeah.
Our guest is a man of, he's a digital entrepreneur, he's a consultant,
he's a trainer,
he's an author. Oh my gosh,
a philanthropist. Wow.
Welcome, Samson Olatunde, to the show.
Thank you for having me.
How do you feel? It's a lot. How do you combine all of this? A man of many talents.
Well, I would say it's God's grace.
Wow,
and
that's just amazing.
I was lucky enough to start early.
Okay.
I started business 22 years old. I was in 200 level. So I think I was lucky enough. I mean, discovering my path of teaching and then building it up to look at the different aspects of it.
Okay, let's go straight to the topic. It's how to monetize your skill and talent online. Now, this year has been a lot, not just about COVID, which has really, dealt a lot of people heavy blows, and young people who are looking for jobs, young people who are not even, the university, but of course the schools have been on break. Now, even adults who are probably trying to change their work or trying to look for another path, how can people monetize their skills online?
What are the first steps?
So I think first is for me to probably pattern using a strategy that really works for a lot of people. So first, you have to look at the aspect of you discovering your passion. So you must know what you are good at, what you are always interested in doing without stressing yourself. Now, once you're able to locate your passion, then it's for you to now begin to develop yourself. Okay. So how do you develop that passion? That comes for preparation, acquiring skills, getting mentorship. So aside informal way of acquiring knowledge, you also have the formal way of acquiring knowledge. So you'll be shocked that if you've acquired formal knowledge of knowledge, it means that you must have done 6 years primary school, 6 years secondary school, 4 years at institution. That makes it like 16, 1 year to serve the government. So 17 years of acquiring formal education only gives you 15% skill sets to make you successful in life. So where do you now gather the other 85%? That means informal knowledge, which means that it requires you going the extra mile to acquire more knowledge and develop skills. And then you look at the people, because for your passion, you're always attracted to some set of people. You need to serve certain people. So those people in the marketplace is who you're looking for. We call it niche market on the internet. So when you're able to align your passion, developing it, and then looking for the people which you want to serve with that passion, then you definitely know that those people are going to have problems. Okay. Now, those problems are what you are looking out for to create a product. That product is now a version of you that you can monetize to begin to make money for yourself on the internet.
I was going to go into the specifics because for a lot of people watching, they want to know how they can specifically monetize their skills, from a writer to someone who makes hair or you sing. How can you specifically, because the online space is wide.
Good. So we have two aspects of it. We have you being a freelancer. So when you're a freelancer, it means that you're acquiring skills. And the only way you make money is that you make money once you do it. So we call it one-time income stream. That means I render a service by writing, and then you pay that person after the person finished writing the stuff. So if you're a writer, it means that you have different opportunities. You can be a guest blogger. And then as you write, it means that you begin to gain momentum. Now you can decide to write by trying to write for people. So we have what we call how to become an author within 24 hours, which means that you can search for materials for people. You become a researcher, but people pay you for doing that stuff, just like you're working on a project for someone. So, so if you're a writer, we expect that your ink should turn to an income, because the essence why you are online is because you want to help people maximize that space by trying to help them put in whatever they're doing together in writing. So you can begin to write press release for people and all of that. So there are a lot of opportunities in writing, for instance. But now the question is, where do I go to on the internet? So we have freelancers.com. Freelancers.com is number one in the world as of today. Elance.com is another site where you can bid. Now the challenge is you begin to ask, how do I get my money? So they always pay you. So I get check and it's clear 21 days in the normal domiciliary account. So which means that once you write, they pay you, and then when your check comes in, you pay it into a domiciliary account. Some people use Fiverr. Some people use a lot of payment gateway to do a lot of things. Now it's becoming more easier because Paystack came into reality, and then Flutterwaves came into reality, which means you can integrate the payment system and have a page for yourself on the internet, and then begin to populate the internet to let people know these are works you've done, get testimonials of people you've worked with, and then build momentum around the fact that, for instance, you're a good writer, and then can always engage me to do a lot of things. Now, let's even leave that space and focus on the Nigerian market. Because we have a lot of people who are unemployed. Now, for instance, you'll be shocked that we have over 30,000 professors in Nigeria. We have over 150,000 PhD holders already that is part of all of this space in Nigeria. You have over 30 million people that have access to BSc and they are BSc holders. Now, these are people outside the conference of the formal education, but they have a lot of, that's market for us. What we have is people. The people is market. But you identifying the problem of those people.
Let me
and see how you're making money.
This is a burning question. A lot of people are not, young people are not internet savvy. It's still a problem in universities. They don't start using computers.
We just realized that we had to be when we
we must address that issue. You know, they don't know how to, some, you ask them 300 level, they can't use a computer. So if you're saying learn these skills online, how do you bridge that gap with what you're offering?
So I think that many people just don't want to go through the process. There's a part of the process, there's a part of you having the plan, and there's a part of you knowing that if I go through this phase in another 1 year, I should be able to become an authority in what I'm doing. Now, someone said, when your passion aligns with your purpose, and people are willing to pay you for what you love to do, that day you become a professional. When I love to write, and the day you offer to pay me for what I love to do, it means that you have seen a dimension of me that shows that I'm a professional. So one thing about this process is, first, you don't know how to use the system. Go learn it. It's not something that they will have to impart that knowledge. You have to acquire the knowledge. So go learn it. Now, in the process of learning, you will see opportunities on the internet. Why are people doing Yahoo Yahoo? Why are they not doing the legitimate business? It's just because of the choice you're making on the internet to say, I want to do it legitimately, or I want to do it the other way around. So it requires learning. What has happened to us in this part of the world is that there's a gap. There's a knowledge gap. And the knowledge gap is the challenge we're having, that people don't want to go through that phase. Again, because of a lot of things that is happening in the media, with so much pain, the kind of music that comes out is like, you don't need to go through the process, you can just hammer. And then that also sinks in the mindset of people. So there's a process of mindset, there's a process of you learning, and then there's a process of you even trying to look for somebody who is doing it and looking for a way to navigate your way in that area.
So in all of these things now, we're still talking about monetizing online. Let's assume that we've acquired the knowledge, right? And then we are ready, we're set to go. How do we get our brand or our services out there for people to even see that, okay, this is what we do? Because most people believe in people that have done it or that are more popular in that field that they are looking at. So you as a starter, you can't really compete with those people, but you want to make these people know that, okay, I can do this. You could pay me this for my services. But how do you even get yourself out there for people to even see that, oh, I can do this?
So online. I tell people, one of the things you have to understand, the new competitive market demands for collaboration. So when you are competing, it means that you will move fast because you'll be looking at what your other people are doing and you want to just outrun them. But when you are working with people in your industry together, you move far. So there's an aspect of people understanding collaboration. So you are an expert, I'm just starting. What stopped me from interviewing you? Because you're an expert. And then I get that cloud coming to me because I'm talking to an expert in my industry, and then we are together on a set, and then the video is going viral. That increases my own whatever. Visibility. Now look at it from another side. What stopped you from getting testimonials? Why can't you have somebody in the industry even endorse you? And then with that, you have that hedge also. So what is really happening in the marketplace? But we have a lot of mentors who are looking for people that they want to even help. They want to even showcase. But many of the people that they're supposed to mentor are not even available, are not even aware of the fact that there are people that can help you achieve this milestone.
I feel like I'm just digging and taking notes. So I pray if you're watching, you really should have been taking notes. Thank you so much. You mentioned keywords, collaboration.
Yes, collaboration.
Knowledge.
I think that's the key word.
That's the key word. Acquire collaboration, and just to build your brand power. And if you're a young person watching, thinking the ways they can reach you, because of course people want to know more about how they can really make money online.
Okay, I think the best way for people to reach is for them to follow me on my social media and do at Sam Speaks Now. And one of the things we're doing is to build, we call it digital CEO tribe. That means we're trying to build a community of people in African countries, whereby you have access to be able to even do jobs for people that are not in your country. So it's a community of digital survey professionals coming together.
Let me get your final words to young people watching.
Okay.
Yes. What are your final words to them?
So what I would say to you is that there are no real classmates in the race of life. Everyone determines his class in the race of life. So you determine your class in the race of life based on your kind of relationship with people, network, what you want to acquire, knowledge and all of that. You are the driver of your life, and then you have to really look at the class you want to be. And that's depending on who you associate with, your information, your association, and your exposure. Those three things are very critical if you're going to navigate in times like this, even in our country, Nigeria.
That's a clap. That's a TED Talk.
I learned a lot. I was listening. I was asking few questions.
I
was taking notes too.
I had more questions to ask about negotiating and pricing, but yeah, I know we have to wrap up this segment.
So thank you so much for coming up on this segment. We've got more for you. We have a special surprise. Let's take a break, and then you know what's happening in the studio. Don't go nowhere.